P.TSUPERSTE, welcome back to the channel, guys. Thank you for joining. First of all, I want to do a big shout out to Peter Smith, I think his name is, and his channel is called Man Unplugged. So I think there's a little bit of a Matrix vibe there, which is quite funny because I want to mention the Matrix in this video as terms of the men's mental health. And what I wanted to mention was Neo and Trinity. So there's a bit on the Matrix. I want to say this now so I don't forget. So there's a bit in the Matrix where Trinity and Neo is sitting in the car, and he's obviously had the red pill and the blue pill, and he's about to step out the car and take the pill or unplug or whatever, and then Trinity says to him, "You know where that path leads?" And then I've never watched the Matrix for a while, but I'm assuming he closes the door again, and then he obviously goes back on the right path. And these are the little signs that they put in movies that we need to remember, that they're for our benefit. And a lot of the time, people think in this day and age that these movies are all against you and stuff like that, and they're riddled with conspiracy theories and all that stuff. But what I want to say about the Matrix is people like Andrew Tate who make our community make it look like it's toxic, and it's not. The only things that are toxic are things like plastic, like the microplastics that are in us, which they create the toxic mindset because they damage the brain. So the first and most important thing to help your mental health is your brain. You've got to get your brain fixed. And obviously one of the things that Peter mentioned was you've got to be able to laugh at things. You have to be able to see the funny side. And when you're having mental health problems, one of the hardest things to do is laugh, especially at yourself and at other things. So anyway, I want to mention AI. So I'm actually going to I'm going to make a couple of notes because that's what I normally do on my videos. So I normally talk about AI, and another thing I want to talk about a little bit later is people who talk about mental health and then they don't carry on. So I'm going to write that down. And then basically, Peter mentioned it on his video where he mentioned me, and he said it's going to take time for us to build this community and get people listening and talking about men's mental health. And one of the ways we can do this is by just pumping out content. Just pump it out so that eventually this year, because they have talked about it on the news the other day, but one of the things with the news, it's like a 7-minute, it's very short, sound-bited information that isn't enough for it to set in your mind. And that's one of the problems with men's mental health is we don't set things in our mind properly. We do a lot of procrastinating, and if you set your mind on something, that's how it works basically. I've actually got this camera on front, so I'm trying to look at this green light to make sure I'm looking at the camera. But I've been through my settings because I'm not very good on YouTube. The camera can actually follow me eyes apparently, which is quite clever. So anyway, I'll keep looking at this. So AI, yeah. So today I got AI to roast us. So I chat to ChatGPT a lot. So Peter was mentioning things about getting your channel up and running, and I've just learned how to do thumbnails. I've been learning how to edit, and Peter mentioned that on editing your videos. But to be honest, I can't edit this because iMovie has a bug, and it won't allow access to my photos, so I can't actually edit this video. So this video is just going to be me just chatting shit, well, not shit, but chatting on basically. But this is one of the things that people have to get used to, is their attention span. Attention span has gone down from 12, no, attention span's gone from 12 seconds in 2000, right, to 6 seconds in 2024. So the attention span now of people is 6 seconds. Now, I thought that's why when I do shorts, you can only do a 5-second cut from people's videos. But I've done some research more into that, and I've found out that that's because of copyright. So you can only actually pinch 5 seconds of people's video, and then that's allowed via copyright. So you're only allowed to copyright less than what people's fucking attention span is. Like, how mad's that? Like, how? So in the last 24 years, attention span is going down at 2 seconds per year. 2 seconds a year it's going down by. So if you can watch a video for a long time, that's going to increase your attention span. Now, obviously, I try to like write stuff down so that I don't drift off topic. And I normally watch the video back as well to see what I've been saying. But obviously, because my iMovie's not working, I can't do that. But one of the things I have done is I've downloaded Canva, I think, and I earned a certificate last night for having 5 projects on the go. Because I went in deep. I'm really tired today because I was literally staring at my screen for ages. So I've posted all that on my post. So if anybody wants to go and have a look, I've got live videos, I've got posts, I've got shorts, I've got playlists, and I've got videos. So my channel's going to be big like that. And that's one of the things I want to recommend to Peter to do is pump shorts out. So if you can pump shorts out, so even if you make a video, when you make a video, there's an option of, say, edit into shorts. Try and edit your video into a short and then put that short out with a link to the video. Because I'm not very clever at doing things like that. I was really impressed with Peter's video when he showed that live and he showed that guy on the news with that drone. That was so funny. That was well funny, that. Like, so funny with a drone and the guy... I don't even know if it was a real... Was that real? Because it didn't look real to me like that. That can't be real. No way. So anyway, I'm going to get on to AI with that. So I got AI to roast me today. And normally what you do is post a picture and AI would take the piss out of the picture. You can also get AI to roast your Instagram. So a lot of the YouTube content creators that I don't like, I get ChatGPT to roast them. And it's one of the funniest things I've ever done. So ChatGPT today said, "Are you sure you want us to roast you?" And I said, yes. And it said, "Well, I can't look at the picture, so give us a description of what you look like." So I said, "I'm balding, I've got big ears, and I've got yellow teeth." So ChatGPT basically said that me head was like one step away from being a Wi-Fi hotspot. My teeth were so yellow that taxis drive past and try to pick them up. And then my ears are, obviously I've had all these ear jokes. So my ears are interfering with NASA, interfering with signals between the satellites between NASA and Mars. And I was laughing my head off me. I couldn't believe how funny it was. So watch out, guys. If you put a dodgy comment on my page, I'll get ChatGPT to roast you. And because then that means if I get ChatGPT to roast you, I've actually not committed any breach in the guidelines. You know what I mean? So watch out, guys, because I've had a few haters on my channel. And I actually thought I was being the hater because some guy put a post on my comments, posted a comment on one of my videos saying, "What's with all the hate?" And I thought it was me that was being hateful, but it wasn't. It was this other kid was being hateful towards me. But I let it go over my head. I just see through it. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm not like Goggins where he says, "Oh, use the negativity to fuel you." I'm not like that. But that's one of the things I want to quickly mention is negativity is much more powerful than positivity. So being positive about your life when it's not going well is called toxic positivity. So you don't want to be getting toxic positivity, because it's basically like, you see this fat positivity movement. That's basically toxic positivity. Like, obviously you've got to be comfortable in your body, but the way you do it is by, there's nothing I can do about losing my hair. There's nothing I can do. I can go and get, there is, I could go and get a tattoo. I could get my hair tattooed, which would probably go viral. You know what I mean? And then I could get my teeth whitened, but obviously that's expensive. I've got to go to the dentist to get that done. But to be honest, my dentist, the last time, he put us back on fluoride toothpaste. And since I've been using fluoride toothpaste, my teeth have gone yellow again. So what I need to do is get them polished and then get back off the fluoride toothpaste, and then they'll stay white. So that's the, and then my ears as well. Like, there's nothing I can do. I can go and get them pinned back, but that's how I would look. But I've got what I call tailor ears. So I'll give you a little bit of background into my life. I'm from Tynemouth, up in the northeast. Yeah, I'll show you. So this is our local 10k race. The North Tyneside 10k. And it goes from St Mary's Island, North Shields, to St Mary's. That's where I live. The North Tyneside 10k. And that's our Taj Mahal. That's what they say. They call it our Taj Mahal. So yeah. Anyway, I've got written down here mental health. We'll stick back to the subject, but some of the things that I've touched on there are so important for you to fix into your head on how to get through daily life in a positive way. AI's your friend. So yeah, I want to mention this. Did you know that Apple have just been fined £95 million in a lawsuit because Siri is always listening to you? So I went on ChatGPT and I said, oh, Siri, I went ChatGPT and I said, Siri has been listening. The government have fined Apple £95 million. Are we entitled to compensation? Because obviously it affects us. And it said yes, but only if you live in the USA. So if you live in the USA, what I want people to do is share this video so that people know, because I went to make a video about it, but my iMovie's not working. So I'm going to have to learn how to make videos on Canva. So now we've touched on that, I've got written down here, Paddy Pimblett. So I don't know if you know who he is, but he's a UFC fighter. I'm not going to mention what he was talking about because it'll put a guideline on. I think you know what I'm talking about. But he was in the ring and he mentioned one of his friends, and he mentioned men need to talk about mental health. And he did this a couple of years ago. And that's the thing that pisses me off about these celebrities and stuff like that who have got a high platform, a high following, and yet they talk about it for 5 seconds and then they stop talking about it. And this is why I'm loving Peter at the minute, because we're just going to pump content out, mate, about this. I'm happy to pump out at least a video a week. I'll pump a video out, you pump a video out, and then we'll get your friend, I can't remember what his name is, on the other channel. So there's Man Unplugged and there's We Need Men. That's it. Is it We Need Men? Yes, We Need Men. We need men. And one of the things like with men's mental health at the minute is like there's a massive lack of men and women like communicating together. So a lot of men are now vulnerable to these AI chatbots that'll come in and try and scam you. I've been in that victim where I was ransomed off something, and it was saying like, if you don't send us some money, I'm gonna send you a dick pic all over the internet. And what I turned around and said, I said, send it. My dick's massive anyway, so I'm not bothered. I'll probably get a last faster if you post me dick all over the place. You know what I mean? Me fucking DMs will be going ping, 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 ping. You know what I mean? So anyway, we'll get off that topic, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about my mental health on my medication. So I was on propranolol. I get a hyperactive thyroid when my mental health goes bad. And this is my meds. But what I've found is during my research into this, that now I'm an ultra runner. So this is I did the wall last year. Boom. And these are performance enhancing drugs. And they help me a lot. So I can take a couple of them and run for forever because it lowers my heart rate. Another thing I want to mention for mental health is this. So one of the things that's really affecting people in the mind and in their body is all these microplastics and the fact that they're probably setting nukes off. Did you know they're setting nuke off in space, and it's all just been declassified? And that's why we've got all this globe. They set off, I'm not going to get into it, but they set off a nuke in space. Like, what a bunch of dickheads. And this is what we're up against, guys. The government don't give a shit about us. Like, in the news when they were talking about the Siri listening, they don't mention that you can claim. They'll keep all that money themselves. So if people start putting claims in, they'll need a lot more than 95 million to start paying out, won't they? Because there's a lot more people had an iPhone. So between 2014 and 2024, if you had an iPhone in that time, you can claim compensation in America for them eavesdropping on your conversations. And these are the things where if you ever think that your phone's been listening to you, document it, get screenshots, and like maybe even record your own conversation that you've had on a GoPro, and then use the advert as evidence, and just take them to court and just hammer them big time, because it's time we start fighting back in clever ways. So this is my other thing that I take is iodine. So listen to this. Iodine, a function of iodine in the human body relates to clear thinking and normal cognitive function, which is really vital for your mental health. This is the process in which the brain is responsible for memory, attention, learning, reasoning, and decision making. So when it talks about attention there, it might not just be the fact that the internet's making your attention span lower. It could be a lack of iodine. And decision making. Iodine also contributes to the normal production of thyroid hormones, skin health, and energy yielding metabolism. So there you are, guys. So one of the other clever things I try to do on my videos is audience retention. So people say like, oh, wait until the end of the video and then you get the best bit, and then you get to the end of the video and there was nothing worth waiting for. But I'm going to tell you the biggest number one problem with men's mental health is low testosterone. And that's a fact. So that's my little iodine shot here. It's iodine. So iodine is actually very dark in colour. So look at how it does that. But what I mix it with is bicarbonate of soda and honey. So because there's vitamin C in honey, that's what makes the colour of the iodine disappear and go clear. So if you put shit honey in, the iodine will stay yellow. But if you put good honey in and it's got vitamin C in it, and you stir it, it'll go clear. So that's a little shot for you. So that's what I thought. This video is going to be 20 minutes long. So if you waited till the end of this video, you've learned the secret that I know that other people aren't talking about. So thank you very much for watching. In the next video, I'll bounce back off whatever Peter and We Need Men say. So I'm gonna post this video and then I'll make a thumbnail after, because you can actually change the thumbnail later. So I'll just post the video. I'll put a title on. I'll put a little picture maybe of me holding up the iodine, and like cover. I'll just say this is the secret here. In fact, actually, so I'll just do a screenshot. I'll just go. Yeah, so that's going to be my thumbnail. Yes, sir. Right, boys, if you've made it at the end of this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Peter, if you want to get in touch with me, in my description, I noticed people are saying in your comments that you should put a description. Put your email address in. My email address is P.TSUPERSTE at iCloud.com. I've just made a new email address for my PT stuff. So if you go into my description, you'll be able to send me an email, and I'll keep in touch with you, because you seem like one of the nicest guys ever. You seem like a really funny guy, and I'd love to get in touch with you, and we'll smash it this year. Right, thank you very much, mate, and good night.